Hi, skin friend. I am so excited to be in your ears for this week's episode of The Skin Reel. I am going to be talking today about one of my favorite topics to discuss, and that is how to create healthy skin habits. I know a lot of people get overwhelmed with all the information out there, all the products being pushed to them, all the different devices and procedures, and it can be really overwhelming to know what do you really need? What is really necessary for beautiful skin? And if you have listened to this podcast at all, you know that I am at heart a skin minimalist. I think we overdo so much when it comes to our skincare, our skin health, procedures. We overdo it and we are actually harming our skin in the long run. It's actually backfiring. And I really am on a mission to help bring just practical, scientific, unhyped skincare guidance to you all out there listening, because I see it in my patients, I see it in my friends, I see it in myself. We're overwhelmed and we don't know who to trust, what to listen to. And hopefully this episode will give you a little bit of clarity on how to create healthy skincare habits for you, not for your friends, not for the masses out there, but for you specifically. Who has not been lured by marketers and influencers? I know it is really hard to walk into a Sephora, an Ulta, heck, even a Target, right? Without being bombarded with lots of amazing products, promising amazing things. And of course, we want to fall for it, right? I want a cream that's going to make me look amazing and have zero side effects, right? But unfortunately, it's not quite that simple. And I'm going to break down for you today what are the basic skin habits you should be doing and how to determine what your unique needs are. I get asked by my patients, my friends, families, even random people I meet on the street who find out I'm a dermatologist. They always want to know, this is one of the most asked questions I get. What do I do to get great skin? What do I need to do? Does this product really work? Should I use this? Should I use that? And unfortunately, it's not a simple cookie cutter answer for people. Everyone's skin care habits are going to vary and they're going to change over your lifetime. They may even change from different seasons of life and even different seasons of the year. So today on this episode, I want to break down a framework to help you determine what are the actual skincare habits that you need and how to determine your specific individualized skincare habits. Basically, it takes two things to create your skincare habits. You need to identify your skincare needs and you need to identify your skincare goals. And just remember, I am going to probably say this a lot in the episode, this is going to be individualized to you, or it should be individualized for you, right? Because what works for your best friend, what works for your mom, what works for your friend is not necessarily going to work for you. And that is why you really need to identify what your skincare needs are. Now, for some of you listening, you're probably going to immediately know what your skincare needs are. You may be suffering from acne. You may have rosacea. You may have struggled with eczema for your whole life. So for people like you clearly know what your skincare needs are. You want to cure your rash. You want to get rid of your acne. But for a lot of people, you may not know what your skincare needs are. And that's where a lot of the problem comes in, that we are trying to use things on our skin, use treatments, use products, and we're not really sure what they do and if we really, in fact, need them. And also just remember, our skin is a living organ. It is not static. It changes. There's variability. And there are going to be ups and downs, ebbs and flows. Your skincare needs right now at this moment may be very different from your skincare needs in 5 years. So this is not something that you just figure out, you set it in stone and it never changes. This is something you may want to revisit once a year, or if you start having trouble with your skin and you feel like what worked in the past isn't quite working for you today, then you want to maybe take a step back and address, what are my skincare needs? How have they changed and how can I address them? It's probably also a good habit just to write down what your skincare needs are. I'm really bad about thinking, oh yeah, I'll remember that. I got it. It's in my head. And then I don't write it down. And of course, guess what? Surprise, surprise, I forget. And studies show that when you actually write things down, you're more likely to take action and have them be effective and beneficial. So go ahead, if you're not driving, grab a sheet of paper and write down what are your skincare needs. Now, if you're not sure, you don't know what your skincare needs are, then I did an episode not too long ago called Do You Know Your Skin Type? And in that episode, you can also look at the blog as well. I have a simple quiz for helping you determine your skin type. Because if you don't struggle with skin conditions like acne or eczema or rosacea or other issues, then you want to just know and identify what kind of skin you have. Is your skin dry? Is it really sensitive to products? Or perhaps it's really oily, or maybe even a combination. Or if you're really lucky and you got normal skin, you want to know that as well, because you are going to use different products and different things based on your skin type. And also just remember, this isn't static. You may have had oily skin in the past, and now you're noticing it's more normal, or perhaps it's more dry. So again, check out that podcast episode, Do You Know Your Skin Type, for that quick, easy quiz to help determine your skin type. Now, once you've determined your skin type, this is going to help you know what products and where to focus your energy. And it will also help you determine what sort of products your skin needs. If you have sensitive skin, you're going to use very different products from someone with really oily skin. And so that is really why we need to know this. All actives are not created equal. So someone might benefit from one type of active in their products, which may only flare and aggravate someone else's skin. So again, know your skin type at a minimum, and just know that this is something that's going to evolve over time. It's not set in stone. It's not like your blood type. It may change. And in fact, it most likely will. Seeing a dermatologist can really help you identify the actual products and things that are specific for your skin needs. You don't have to see a dermatologist, but I do find this is really going to save you a lot of trial and error, especially if you are suffering from skin conditions that may even need a prescription product to really help you out. I find a lot of times we struggle through it. We think we can figure it out ourselves, and we waste a lot of time and money. It's frustrating when we could just go to the experts and get it nailed down, locked down faster. So if you do have a dermatologist that you see, or maybe are thinking about getting a dermatologist, now would be a great time to really help address what products, what things are good for your specific skin needs. And just remember, once you know what your skin needs are, then you can kind of ignore some of the noise you see out there. Yeah, Hailey Bieber may have an amazing new product on the market, but it may not be right for your skin needs. And so you want to just ignore that. You know what your skin needs are. You don't need to be distracted by things that you don't need, that aren't going to be useful, that aren't going to serve your skin in a healthy way and give you beautiful, healthy, glowing skin. You also want to cancel out the noise from skincare trends. Remember, trends come and go. Now, yes, there are some trends, things like slugging or sandwiching or skin cycling. These are things that dermatologists actually have been recommending for decades. They just have been kind of repackaged into a hook or slogan for social media that's kind of caught on. But just remember things like glazed skin, dolphin skin, all these different food analogies in skin. These are trends that come and go. And remember, you don't need to follow trends. Your skin is unique. You only need what's right for your skin type. So just ignore all that noise out there. The second component for developing healthy skin habits is to know your skin goals. So remember, your skin needs plus your skin goals are going to equal your skin habits. Nothing more, nothing less. Now you've got your needs locked down. You know what your skin needs to be healthy. Now we need to think about what you want as a person for your skin. And I've kind of identified 4 different categories of people, and you can take a listen or read the blog and try to determine which one you are, which category you fall into. Again, this is not set in stone. You are allowed to go between different categories. You're allowed to change your mind. You're allowed to move between them. But this is just a suggestion of some of the people I encounter and what your skincare goals may be and how to determine your skincare habits based on this. You may be in the category of leave me alone, and that is a perfectly fine place to be. I know a lot of people here, my mother, my husband, a lot of my friends. If you're in this category, you really just want your skin to function properly, to do the important work it does in keeping our bodies healthy, but you don't really want to give any excess time to it. You are not looking to do aesthetic things, enhancements, tweaks, any of that kind of stuff. You just want to keep it super, super, super simple. You really just want to focus on your skin needs. Your skin goals are simply to work well and to function well. And that is completely fine. And it's a great category to be in. For someone like this, your skin habits are really just going to be your skincare needs. And then I would just encourage you to also just focus on taking care of your body as a whole, eating well, exercising, sleeping 6 to 8 hours, ideally 8, right? Sleeping 8 hours a night, minimizing your alcohol intake, not smoking, not getting sunburned and suntanned. Really, just by doing this, you can have beautiful, healthy skin. You don't need all these extra things. Your skin habits are going to be very different from someone else, but that's because your goals are simply to have healthy, functioning skin, nothing more, nothing less. The second category I see for skincare goals is for someone who wants their skin to look as good as possible as they mature through life. They want very natural results, but they are willing to use products that are evidence-backed by research to get there. So we're not really looking to do a lot of cosmetic enhancements and treatments, or really any at all, but they are willing to maybe use a topical vitamin A cream or a vitamin C serum, using topical products that can help keep their skin looking and feeling as good as possible as they mature through life. So someone's skincare habits with this goal is still going to be pretty minimal. I would still encourage you to focus on your wellness on the inside, keeping your body healthy, your mind healthy, eating well, nourishing yourself from the inside out for beautiful skin, and maybe throwing on a product like an active such as vitamin C or vitamin A in the evening to enhance those results. Again, your goals are pretty simple, so you don't need a complicated skincare routine. The third category of people I see is for someone who wants their skin to look amazing as they age. They are into taking as many proactive steps as possible. So someone with this skincare goal may want to do some injectables, maybe some botulinum toxin like Botox as they go along. They might want to do some microneedling treatments here and there to help collagen bank and to keep their skin looking beautiful. They may want to do Sculptra or filler to enhance some areas with volume loss, or a laser treatment. So their habits are going to look quite different from the two categories we talked about earlier. They are into doing a little more preventative, pro-aging, prejuvenation, if you will. So again, their skincare routine is going to look a little bit different because their goals are a little more involved. The last category I see is for someone who really wants to be ageless. And I just want to say, first of all, that is not possible. We cannot fight Mother Nature. She always, always, always wins. However, this person really wants to do the maximum that they can to keep their skin looking and feeling great. They want to be as youthful and rejuvenated as possible. They are going to be all into doing treatments, topicals, maybe even surgical procedures. They really want to do the max, and that is totally fine as well. So their skincare needs plus their goals are going to look very different from the other categories we talked about. This is someone who's probably going to invest significantly more time and money into these pro-aging, prejuvenation treatments to enhance their overall skin health and skin appearance. And there is absolutely nothing wrong with any of these four categories. And like I said earlier, there are people who are going to move in and out of these different categories. This is not set in stone. But the main thing I want you to realize is that you should identify what your goals are, and you should identify them before you're sitting in your dermatologist or your aesthetic provider's office thinking about all the different treatments that are out there. Because if you really want to keep it super, super simple, you don't necessarily need to be doing a CO2 laser fractionated ablative procedure. You may just need a vitamin C serum or increased sunscreen use, right? So knowing what your goal is key. And again, I would write it down because it's easy to forget. And it's also easy to be persuaded when you see these images of people looking amazing and you see these advertisements. And it's easy to forget, well, what are my goals? What is my ultimate goal with my skin, with aesthetics, with my skin health? If you're not all into pro-aging, prejuvenation, and all of that stuff, more power to you. Just focus on your skin needs and the basics for your goals, and you will have beautiful skin. This is really just supposed to be a framework because I find way too often people are doing way too much, too often, too wrong, and it doesn't work out well for anyone. When you have clear needs and your clear goals and you put them together, that's when you get a healthy skin routine that works for you and that is effective. Don't be persuaded to do other things or different procedures because your friend did or some influencer told you to do it. Again, focus on what your needs are, what your goals are, and stick with it. When you write it down, it's right there in front of you. You can refer back to it. And hopefully that will help keep you on track and keep some blinders on so you are less distracted by the noise out there, because I get it. There is a ton of noise out there telling us do this, do that for beautiful skin. And it's overwhelming. When you have clear needs and you have clear goals for your skin, it's easier to say no to what doesn't serve you, what's not part of your plan, what's not part of your routine. And just remember, with skin, it takes time. Our skin is a living organism, as I've said before, and things take time to see adjustments and changes. If something is really promising an overnight fix, a lot of times it's just not possible. Even with these procedures and surgical things and devices, it still takes time for your skin to heal, to remodel, for collagen to build. No matter what you're doing with your skin needs and your skin goals, give everything time to work. It's like losing weight. You can't just diet for 3 days and say, this doesn't work. I haven't lost 10 pounds. You have to stick with it and it will build upon itself and you will see the results when you're consistent. So when you have clearly defined goals for your skin coupled with your skincare needs, you can't help but have amazing, amazing skin. And it really, really can be simple. Don't feel like you have to be in that category for skin goals where you have to do everything and anything out there to have beautiful skin. You really can have beautiful skin if you keep it simple, you take care of your body from within and make sure it aligns with your goals. Next time you feel propelled to buy a new product or invest in a new procedure or device, just make sure it aligns with your needs and your goals for the absolute best outcome. Because if it doesn't align, you're wasting your resources. I hope this podcast episode has been valuable to you. Hopefully you've learned some new tools to help identify the skincare habits that you should be employing in your life. And again, it's going to be unique to you. It's not going to be the same for anyone else. And that's something that you have to figure out on your own. So I would encourage you to take a few minutes, write it down, really think about this so that you aren't prone to the shiny object syndrome where you're just looking for the next thing to do or try. Really establish healthy skin routines now, and it really will serve you for years to come. If you got value out of this episode, I would love for you to write a review and give it a 5-star rating, and I will see you next week.